Hey, peace and harmony with you here today. Focusing in on the covert narcissist, the persona of someone who is a martyr, the martyr persona, the someone who controls you through obligation, guilt, the self-sacrificing statements, the self-pity, the obligation that they have given up so much for you, that they have really sacrificed so much for you, and they have really left part of their life unlived because of all that they had to give to you. The martyr syndrome. In other words, I've done so much for you and you're ungrateful. I've done so much for you and you don't see what I've done. I've done so much for you and you don't respect me. You don't acknowledge me. You don't give me enough gratitude. Even though you have expressed gratitude, even though you have given support, even though you have been there with them, they constantly, even through their giving, they continue to exasperate a sense of guilt, fear, intimidation. That, in essence, you can never live up to their expectations through the response that you give. You can never be happy enough for them. You can never, give them enough back in return. There's always this incessant void. And this very much is the martyr persona that we see in the covert narcissist and the covert psychopath. The person who controls you through this fear that all giving, in essence, has profound and deep strings attached. And it's a debt that can never be repaid. In essence, it's keeping you in such a subjugated, dependent state that you really can never repay them. So rather than them giving out of joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, gratitude towards you, love, affection, and congratulation, rather than giving to you from this viewpoint or this aspect, they're giving to you out of resentment. They're giving to you out of disdain. They're giving to you out of spite. They're giving to you out of anger, frustration. And these are all really fabricated emotions from the fabricated meaning meant to control, calculated meaning meant to have power over you, meant to destroy you, meant to keep you separated from an acknowledgement of your own independence, your own strength, your own self-awareness, your own experience in life as a full, complete, and competent person. So when the martyr covert narcissist or the martyr covert psychopath, the person who really is devoid of a conscience and has a more profound destructive element to them, in other words, to annihilate you completely from your sense of independence, your self-empowerment, your real connection to life itself and not just connected to them. They try to keep you solely connected to their power over you. They seek to keep control over you and having you kind of caught up in the feeling that you are incompetent, that you can't make it on your own, that they are in essence the core of you, which is a complete fallacy, but they desire and work very hard to have you believe that, and they oftentimes get people conned into that for months, years, and decades until really the other person becomes well aware and exposes them and sees them really for the manipulator that they are, the passive-aggressive person that they are, the narcissist, the highly selfish and addicted person that they are. So rather than I think, it's the turnaround of perception that this person who portends to be this martyr, this all-sacrificing person, who, really then entraps you through this obligation, through this fear, this intimidation and guilt, realize that this is a very profound and insidious form of control and power over you, and that you can never express an emotion that would satisfy. It would never really satisfy them. It just is meant to perpetuate that feeling of inadequacy within you so that you don't experience your self-empowerment and your own identity, your own destiny, they're really trying to keep you blocked from that experience, because it gives them a sense of control, it gives them a sense of power, and very much so in the psychopath, it gives them a real sense of bond or connection to you. It's not a relationship, it is a attachment bond, it's a trauma bond. So if they can still feel that they have any inkling of control over you, or really control meaning a reaction, any reaction to them continues to feed that cycle of the martyr mask, that whole calculated and sort of really vicious cycle that they have created, and that they are, you know, they're essentially pulling all the control levers in, which you really are to remain completely powerless in that dynamic. So it's very, very frustrating for a lot of clients who are stuck in this type of relationship. So if you feel like you're in a relationship with this sort of martyr, sort of narcissist, where, you know, they almost, you know, feel like they're constantly hurt. They've given so much, you know, realize that there's going to be, you know, these are calculated mechanisms within them that they seek to control and have power over you, to the point really of, you know, impairing you, your judgment, your personality, your vitality in the world, and that you have to realize that this person has definitely some limitations, and that is why they are engaging in this. And if they step up this behavior, it's because they're beginning to feel a sense of either your awakening or a more profound powerlessness in their life for whatever reason. So they are going to resort to these tactics. And absolutely positively, you need to enter into this with full awareness, and don't be hoovered back in to the point where, you know, you're then relegated to acting as in a reaction mode versus from self-empowerment. Peace and harmony here with you today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.